Welcome back to my channel. I have a special guest today, and right now we're on the way to a marriage retreat. And so I figured I'd just come on here and give you guys a couple of marriage tips that may help you all. I would say one of the number one marriage tip that I would give is communication, which is like one of the number one things. It's important for you to communicate how you feel, express how you feel, you know, get things off your chest so that your spouse can know what's going on with you, so you all can be on the same page. Also, love, just continue to show love to each other, spice up your marriage. Babe, what do you have to say?
I'll say allow your spouse to pull you out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
I think a lot of times we limit our marriage because we're set on what we want to do and, you know, our own selfish ways. And I believe God puts you with somebody that knows how to pull you out to do something different, and also to reveal something different about you. You know, sometimes you don't know what is all in your identity until you allow someone as close as your spouse to come in very closely and pull that thing out of you. So allow your spouse to take you outside of your comfort zone, outside of your normal realm, because I believe there's always something new that can be revealed about you that you haven't realized yet.
That's so true. I like that. Another thing about marriage is being patient with one another, and not get frustrated about the process that your spouse have to go through to get where they're trying to go. And I like what my husband just said. That's a big major part of your marriage. And you also sacrifice a lot. Sacrifice your time. Make sure you set aside time for each other. I know that kids can get in the way of, like, when you start to have kids, it's more harder for you to have time with each other. So a lot of things will try to stray you away from your time. Like, you have to work, you have to tend to the kids, you have school if you're going to school. Also, like, any extra activities that you do outside of work. Like my husband, he does the Monday's Meal chaplain coaching. Like, he speaks to the guys on Mondays and goes to the games. So a lot of that stuff you have to just sacrifice, putting aside time for each other so that you guys can just get restored and replenished.
And know when you gotta know when your spouse has shifted. You know, I think that's very major, because when one shifts and they feel like the other one isn't shifting or even trying to come up, we evolve, we take on new form, we take on new methods. And so in a marriage, you know, one party shifts, but the other one has to shift as well. Because eventually the one who never shifts or elevates becomes the weight, and it becomes problematic. It brings static, insecurity, because one person may be thriving and then the other person may be lethargic. And so they feel as if, you know, hey, they don't have what it takes to bring what it takes to the table. So if your spouse is shifting without saying anything, and they're grinding and they're working, you know, you got to get off your butt and you got to grind too. You know, and it may not be, you know, hey, they're starting a business, taking their business abroad. You know, it may just be making sure, you know, hey, that the atmosphere at home is right, you know, or cars are straight. You know, just making sure that everything, you know, stays afloat and stays in a flow. Yeah, you gotta realize when you come to the river and there's blockage or hindrance, well, what can I do to get the flow back in the river? What can I do to get us back going and flowing? So you always gotta make sure that.
Yes, that's so right.
Do you know when I shift?
Yeah.
How's that?
By your actions, and by, like, your drive that you have. Like, it's like you're on it. Like, you get up early and it's like you're so focused. Like, anything that's like trying to distract you, you just kind of like keep pressing, and you just be in a whole nother zone. And so it's like it kind of like puts on me. It's like, okay, he's on it. I need to get on top of my game. I need to stop slacking, because I mean we're one. So when one is going and driving, the other has to pick up. Like, all right, I'm there, you know, because we're a team. So I can't slack on my part because I know that you're not slacking.
Yeah, she's right.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
If you are a selfish person, but you desire to be married, work on self.
Yes.
Find out where you're most selfish at, and start working on that area so that you can allow somebody, when you do get married, to access that weak point or that spot to help you. Because selfishness will kill a marriage. It will kill a marriage.
Yeah.
It will. Yeah. Because selfish people who are selfish and don't desire to change, don't desire to shift or whatever, look at what the other party needs. It's only about them. You know, it's only about what they got going on. It's never about, well, what is it that I can do for you? How can I help you? You know, when my wife was talking about taking pictures and photos, you know, that's something she's gotten into and has become good at. You know, I heard that in my ear, and I housed that. Even though, you know, I had some things that I wanted to get to accommodate with my gifts, but in that season and time, when you realize that God has, you know, this push on your spouse, help that spouse. You know, help that gift and that thing, that niche that they have going on. You know, help it get developed, because y'all one. So when she grow, you gonna grow.
Yeah.
When you grow, she gonna grow.
Yes. Amen. I agree. But yeah, those are just a few tips that I kind of have for you all. This was like the spur of the moment, so it's not like we haven't written down anything. I hope it helps some of you guys out there that are married, or even thinking about getting married, or desire to have that spouse, that husband or wife. There's just a couple of things that you have to think about before you take that big step, or if you're already in it. Tips that maybe you guys are going through or haven't experienced yet. But hopefully we'll have another episode of the Burnses with some tips for y'all. So
hopefully this one make it.
Yeah, I'm a little slacking on the videos, but
let me say this, because my wife is she's a very slowful person, very, and she takes her time. She takes her time with a lot of stuff, you know, that I would look at as, you know, come on, let's get it finished. But what that has taught me is patience. You know, if I always look at, you know, she just moves slow when we trying to go out the door, or trying to get stuff packed, you know, you'll miss what God is trying to do. And so sometimes God gives you a message in the midst of somebody else's weakness, or, you know, with their fault. So, you know, a lot of times we can complain about, you know, what our spouses do that we don't like. But first learn, you know, something from it first. Yeah. And then, you know, you can, you know, say something about it or adjust to it or whatever like that. So yeah,
because you're not gonna like everything that your spouse do. I just want to throw that out there, you know.
Correct.
And it can feel like everything you do is so wrong, but you know, you're two different people. You do things differently, and so it's kind of like you just gotta make it work. You gotta just be patient with one another, like my husband said, because it can be challenging sometimes. Honestly, it can be challenging. So it's also being patient with one another, and knowing each other's weakness and strengths. So yeah.
And I always look at the effort. You know, the Bible says that God is not one who always looks at the outward appearance, but He is one who looks at the inward appearance. And you got to look at the effort that somebody's put behind what they're doing. You know, my wife, you know, she can cook, but you know, my mama is like a chef. and so I've always been like, you know, I like to eat, you know, and that's just something that, but my wife, she really desires to kind of get everything down that I like or that she likes, you know, and she really wants to get it down pat. And sometimes I can go in the kitchen, don't look at recipes, you know, but I look at her effort because that's something she really desires. So you gotta look at the effort, man. You know, a lot of people overlook and don't appreciate the effort that your spouse is putting in, and that can be one of the most disheartening things when a person's put in such effort, time, and energy to make something great for you, and you devalue it by not appreciating the gift, the meals, or whatever the case may be. So I always look at where it's coming from, what's the motive and the effort behind it.
From the heart, right here. I totally agree with the effort that you put in. I totally agree with that, and that's a day-to-day thing that you have to continue to do. You're not always going to think about that, like in that moment that you're in. It's not going to be like, oh, let me think about their effort. No, you're just going to like go off instinct. So just be mindful of your spouse's reasoning behind what they're doing. And thank you for watching, guys. I'm going to end it because it's kind of getting lengthy. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will have more content coming for you guys. Hopefully I'll have my special guest, hubby, coming in. So thank you for watching, guys, and we'll be back. We're at the marriage retreat. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Tyra.
And me,
Who's me?
Mr. Burns.
Yes. Good old Burns. We're out here in our marriage retreat. It's so pretty. It's like the... We're just walking out here, enjoying our time together. It feels good though. I mean, you have to get away sometime and keep the fire going in our marriage, and just to spend some time together, love on each other, just have some quality time. You know, even though we miss the kids, I miss them a little bit.
I ain't thought about them. Not one. I'm talking about not one time. And the things Jesus has blessed me with. Okay, we'll see you all soon.
It's snowing. Snow, snow. Exactly what it is, but it's real life snow.
Real deal.
Real deal.
Okay, we got the 10:45.
Huh?
Oh, we got the 10:45.
Well, he took his jacket off. I don't care.
What's up, everybody? Bringing some juice to this page. This page is dry.
Yeah.
She needs some juice.
Oh, really?
So we're at the Marriage Retreat 2020, and we just had a couples competition where you had to pick toys up off the ground. One couple blindfolded had to find the toys and throw them at the other individual that was blindfolded. And if you got hit 3 times, you were out. So we won the challenge both times. I was the coach, and she was the player. Surprising.
I did very well.
My wife is a good coach. She's a good listener. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, she did a very good job. Very good job.
I think you did pretty good too, but maybe I just wasn't loud enough.
Yeah, when I was blindfolded, she left me to die.
No, I didn't. That's not true. I had you too far out in the deep. I had to bring you on in to the shallow. Right now, what is this called?
This is
Like a band.
yes, a band.
The next question is, what are some strategies in life to make sure you can hear each other above the noise? As life gets really crazy, there's a lot of things going on. What are some ways that we can make sure that we're able to listen to each other and hear each other?
I will say it was, you kind of have to be really, like, tune out everything going on so I can hear you clearly.
I say you got to know the strength and the passion of voice. Because at first, I was kind of whispering a little bit because others were listening. But then once people started getting hit and going out, I could get a little louder.
Yeah.
And she could feel the intensity of, you know, we were almost there to win. So very good activities to play.
Yeah, it was really fun. Also, I really like the card game. We have to choose 2 cards. One was an animal. We had to choose what kind of animal we thought. And I thought my husband was an eagle because he aims for perfection every day. And I feel like, you know, he soars in everything he do. And then he's also authentic. Yeah, it's very authentic. He's real.
I picked Nightingale for her because she harmonizes everything together. She's very peaceful and loving. And also I chose the chameleon. Chameleon because she adjusts a lot.
The last question is, how can we help each other to listen and trust in God in life? Same kind of scenario. How can we help each other listen and trust?
How can we trust in God, listen to God? I think when I pulled her, a lot of couples were putting their mates like right in the middle of a fight. So they were out really quick, but I pulled her, I kept her right close to the edge.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we gotta be with God, you know. When we're listening for Him, we gotta kind of stay close.
Yeah.
Stay close to the edge, stay close to Him until He launches us out.
Yeah.
And she can
So
hear
he
me
can
better
prepare us.
over the other voices, over the yelling.
Yeah. That's good. I agree.
All right, juice is over.
All right.
The taste of my love, where your eyes still smile from your cheeks. Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70.
Your wife is in the mood. What's her sign?